Next bout of the evening takes place in the 135-pound division. Coming to the cage, fighting in the blue corner, Steve Garcia Jr.
Brought to you by AAA MMA at the historic Cowtown Coliseum in Fort Worth. We've seen some brilliant performances in this building at the Cowtown Coliseum with the late great Elvis Presley in 1956. We've seen tons of bull riders, and however tonight as AAA MMA we've seen some sensational performances. Right now though, there is a young man who is determined. The future is bright for Steve Garcia Jr. 2-0 as a pro, trains out of Latra MMA and also cross-trains over at Jackson's MMA. His boxing coach, former world champion Danny Romero. This kid trains, and it is such a sentiment that iron sharpens irons. This kid's tough, and he trains with the best in Albuquerque with Jackson's MMA along with Danny Romero and Chris Luttrell.
You know, Steve Garcia is coming off a huge win against Bellator veteran, I believe.
Sean Bunch, who is a decorated wrestler, 2008, 2012 Olympic alternate, and he went out there and he got taken down, bounced right back up, and outlasted him, getting the victory in the third round by way of TKO. So Steve Garcia, a southpaw, isn't scared of anybody, and I mean anybody. You put Dominic Cruz, no offense to you, James, you put anybody at 135 in front of him, he's going to bring the fight.
Well, one thing about Steve Garcia, beating someone like Sean Bunch is going to be very hard for him to get fights. Because when they see that on his record, they're going to say, oh man, I don't know if I want to fight this guy just right now. And even though he's just 2-0 in his pro career, this guy is very, very tough.
Well, his sparring partners, Javier Palacios, Felipe Chavez, UFC standouts, Diego Brandao, Donald Cerrone. He's very active in his guard when he gets taken down. He's a southpaw. We saw one of your teammates, James, who is a southpaw in his own right. Zach Davis give people fits. But Chris Garcia, or Steve Garcia, is a southpaw who is so active and kind of reminds me of your coach in the Ultimate Fighter, Dominic Cruz, because he always likes to move around a lot, uses a lot of angles, a lot of feints, darts in and out with the jab, and throws that straight left.
Honestly, I've never seen the guy fight, so you know, y'all talk great about him, so I'm ready to be impressed. I'm teammates with Lisa here, and I know she knows fighting, and if she says he's the real deal, I'm anxious to see.
Well, Steve Garcia Jr. is no stranger to the AAA MMA steel. Actually finished off Alan Lerma back on April 28th by way of second round TKO. Here we see Garcia getting ready to step inside the cage here at the Cowtown Coliseum for AAA MMA 4. He's in outstanding physical shape and no doubt wants to improve his record and keep his professional record unblemished and get up to 3-0. We'll send it up to our cage announcer, James Lindenmuth, with his opponent.
Now making his way to the cage, fighting out of the red corner, Klay Guy.
Klay Guy, 22 years of age, trains out at Revolutionary Fitness and MMA with Hostile Takeover Fight Team. He's been training for 8 years out of Abilene, Texas, working hard on his stand-up and his ground and pound. Would love to come in and get her knocked. And I think it's so apropos, though, Lisa and James, that no guy wants to fight Steve Garcia Jr. Well, the guy is Klay Guy. He stepped up and said, I want him to be my pro debut.
Well, you know what? Something about Klay Guy. I really don't know much about him, but he is making his pro debut. It's one thing of being a tough fighter versus a good fighter. And you don't want to be known as a tough fighter for someone who can take punches and, and get beat. But like I said, I don't know much about Klay Guy, other than he's taking on a very tough opponent, Steve Garcia. So with Klay, I give all the respect because he's stepping up when nobody didn't want to step up to fight Steve Garcia.
Well, Klay Guy actually is a fighter by night, works at a body shop by day, and I think we could tell by the frame of Steve Garcia Jr. that if Klay Guy is to be successful tonight, if he wants to stand and trade, he's got to go to the body and do some work in that avenue and do what he does in the evening, what he does during the day at the body shop.
Yes, sir, I agree. Klay, I will say one thing right now, just by looking at him, Klay looks confident, and confidence, and he took the fight when no one else would, and there is power in action. When you take that step, sometimes you either realize you're not ready for it, or maybe in his mind it looks like he thinks he's ready, so we're going to find out.
Well, I asked Klay Guy why he wanted to fight Steve Garcia Jr. He said, listen, doesn't matter who is in front of me, I want the fight. I'm just a simple guy who likes to fight, and now I get paid. So he's certainly going to get paid tonight. Let's take a look at our tail of tape for Steve Garcia Jr. and Klay Guy. It is brought to you by Track Clothing. Garcia with a 2-0 undefeated record. Garcia is 1 year older, a 3-inch height advantage for Steve Garcia Jr. and both Guy and Garcia Jr. weighed in at the bantamweight limit of 135 pounds. We'll set it up to our cage announcer, James Lindenmuth, with the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, our co-main event of the evening features three-minute rounds in the AAA MMA 135-pound division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He stands 6 feet tall and weighed in officially at 135 pounds. He represents Latrell MMA and is fighting out of Rio Rancho, New Mexico. He is Steve Mean Machine Garcia! His opponent, fighting out of the red corner, stands 5 feet 7 inches tall and weighed in at 135 pounds. He represents Team Hostile Takeover and calls Abilene, Texas his home. He is Klay.
Klay Guy and Steve Garcia Jr., your main event for AAA MMA 4 Caged Hostility, as our referee in charge, Steve Armstrong, brings the two fighters together. And look at the stare down. There we see Garcia Jr. looking down, literally, at Klay Guy because of the height advantage for Garcia. He has a 3 to 4 inch height advantage. We'll see if he can utilize that as he comes out in the southpaw stance and immediately trying to push the pace. Klay Guy wants to engage and stand toe-to-toe and would love to get in and take home a first-round knockout victory.
Well, Klay, what he needs to be doing, since he's a shorter person, is to be working that jab to his body and
he
his
got
chest.
caught.
Yes.
He literally buckled after Garcia threw a straight left, and now we see a lot of feints, and Garcia is already comfortable looking to implement his game plan and go to work.
Honestly, guys, these guys look like they're in two different weight classes here. Garcia is quite a bit bigger, and clearly it probably has to do with his better understanding of cutting weight, Well,
Klay Guy could probably make the flyweight limit, but they both weighed in at 135, the bantamweight limit. Still, though, you could tell that Garcia has pulled on some weight. Obviously, it's muscle, but, he did a nice job to cut weight. And, down goes Guy. Guy's in trouble. He's trying to finish. Garcia Jr. is looking to close the show against Klay Guy. And the referee in charge, Steve Armstrong, on top of it. And I'm surprised Garcia doesn't let him up to try to finish it.
Yeah, he's got the front headlock. He's probably either going to go for a choke or he's going to transition to the back and try to finish it with pounding. But it looks like he's kind of set on locking that choke in.
Oh, he took a brutal straight left.
Right now, a guillotine choke. Yes, he did. It seems like a guillotine choke for Steve Garcia Jr. He's trying to load up something. I'm surprised that he's not electing to stand up and try to go toe-to-toe with Klay Guy. He had him buckled, and now he just pushes him, wrestling him in half guard. As Garcia now has full mount. This is a bad spot for Klay Guy.
Now he's looking for some
And
meat,
Klay
ground and pound.
Sorry, Lisa.
No.
Klay Guy obviously don't know how to escape this. He's just holding on for dear life. There's no technique aspect involved here, and I think this could be the beginning of the end.
Steve Garcia Jr., only 21 years of age, understands this was a dangerous fight. Steve Armstrong on top of the action, and right now he's looking to try to stretch him out to go for the rear naked choke attempt. But right now, Steve Garcia Jr. is in firm control of Klay Guy.
Well, you know what? I got to give it to Klay right now. He's hanging in there, and I'm going to have to steal one of your lines. He's staying alive like from the 70s.
He's staying alive from a song from the 70s, but that's all he might be able to do, as Garcia Jr. is only a matter of time before turning out the lights. I don't even think we need an encore from Steve Garcia Jr. This has been a virtuoso-like demolition from the 21-year-old out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. 10 seconds to go, and now Garcia is trying to turn up the pace, turn up the heat. Oh, what a strike, a hammer fist that bounced the skull of Klay Guy, but he makes it to the second round. You live to fight another day.
He survived the first round, and that first round, I was very surprised that he didn't finish him. Almost did.
He may have lived to fight another day, but he's not going to live to fight the next round. I mean, let's be realistic. I think that he's overmatched. You know, the technical differences here, you can see it. You know, the dude went for the choke. He transitioned to the back. He went from half guard to mount. You know, he clearly has a better understanding of technique and jiu-jitsu. And he was very close to, you know, finishing there when he had hit the hooks in. He flattened them out, you know, and let's hope, you know, Klay, you know, can show us something, you know, different than we seen the last round and, you know, possibly give himself a chance to win this fight.
James and Lisa, if you're Jason Hack in the corner of Klay Guy, what are you telling him to try to turn this fight? That was a 10-8 round. That could be a 10-8 round.
Oh, yeah, most definitely that was a 10-8 round. You know, what he needs to be doing is just staying away from him, going in and out. That's what I have to say. It's just in and out. But because he has such a reach advantage over Klay.
And, you know, he needs to avoid the bottom. You know, if they go to the ground, he needs to make sure he's the one on top, because clearly, you know, Garcia passed his guard and did whatever he wanted to. So, you know, he can't win a striking battle. Maybe Klay should try to take it down, but make sure he lands on top and see what he can do from there.
Steve Garcia wearing the white multicolored trunks, has the red, white, and black for Klay Guy. Co-main event of AAA MMA 4 caged hostility here at the Cowtown Coliseum, the historic Cowtown Coliseum, which has been around since, and there we see almost an Anthony Pettis-like. He tried to springboard, but then he got caught as Klay Guy kind of came in, saw his opening, and threw a right hand over the top.
I think Klay Guy kind of took that as disrespectful, you know?
Oh, he just ate a vicious knee. And here they go. He got him against the cage. Now he's going to look to stop him.
Nice left hand, and Steve Armstrong's watching it. I love eating the barbecue here in Texas, but right now Klay Guy is eating a ton of knees, and he just ate a left hand, and Steve Armstrong is looking to turn off the lights on Klay Guy. As my goodness, Garcia, I am just so impressed, though, by the fortitude of Klay Guy. He's still remaining in this fight, but Garcia has given him all that he can handle. Oh, look at those devastating elbows.
Steve Armstrong needs to step in and stop this fight. And if he doesn't, then the corner should care about their fighter enough to stop this fight, because I've seen nothing.
And there is Steve Armstrong, as Steve Garcia has given enough, and Klay Guy is backpedaling. He's on Wobble Bobble Street, as Garcia Jr. has finished off Klay Guy. He threw everything in the kitchen sink at him. He goes on the cage, and the fans here at the Cowtown Coliseum are giving him a standing ovation similar to that of what Elvis Presley got back in 1956. Maybe not to that extent. Still, you get my point. As Steve Garcia Jr., man, did he look impressive. And oh my goodness, at 135 is a force to be reckoned with.
One thing interesting that James Biggs said is that, you know, if you know, the referee's not going to stop it. If you're not changing, if you didn't change from the first round to the second round, that's when the corner should step in and carry enough, you know, for your fighter to stop the fight, because clearly this fight was overmatched.
If you think that your fighter has a chance to come back and possibly do something, then I understand letting it go on, but I see nothing there from the outside looking in where he had any chance of winning that fight. And you know, he was overmatched technically. That's, you know, matter, you know, a fighter, of course he was upset about the stoppage, but that's a fighter. You know, fighters don't know when to quit. You know, that's why there's a referee in there. You know, and it was a great stoppage.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 1 minute and 14 seconds of the second round, our referee in charge of the cage calls a stop to this fight for your winner, out of Rio Rancho, New Mexico, Steve Mean Machine Garcia.
Joined alongside by the victorious Steve Garcia Jr. It's been 3 times you have pro fights, 3 victories. Steve, what an impressive, dominating, virtuoso-like performance here tonight against Klay Guy. How would you evaluate your performance?
First off, God has given me the talent to do this, so I'm coming out here, and I'm going to show you what I got, guys. I want to put on good shows, I don't care who you are, 135 out there. I will be the next prospect of this year, and I will be a champion. Anybody in Lubbock, in Texas, Sergio Perez, I can care less. I can go and compete those guys and beat them. So I want to my family, my coaches, God, Orthrus Promotions, and everybody out here, thank you for coming out. I hope I put on a decent performance for everybody.
Steve, you looked impressive in every aspect of the fight. Coming out, though, you took the center of the cage and immediately started going to work. You dropped him with a straight left. Coming in, was that the game plan to kind of feel him out on the feet and then go to work?
Honestly, I didn't really know too much about him, but I know what I'm capable of. Like I said, God's given me the talent, so I'm here to show it.
Well, you showed a lot of your talent. Let's look over at the big screen.
I don't know too much, I don't remember. Yeah, no, I caught him with the knee there. And I had 3 minutes to work. I'm used to 5 minutes, so I knew I had to get busy. I was just trying to stay, having that killer instinct. I went in there and I just kept putting it on him. There's nothing really I can really elaborate on, but I wanted to make sure that I put him in pain. Anybody that fights me, they will be in pain. Whether win or lose, I promise you, you will be in pain the next night.
Well, you certainly did that. Look ahead towards the future, Steve. You mentioned Sergio Perez. Is that what you want, or is there anybody particular that you have your eye on?
Absolutely. I went in there, and I've actually been to UFCs. I've been to Bellators. I've actually competed in Bellator, and I know I can compete with those guys. I know all I need is a shot, but you know what? I know I got to make my way up, and that's okay. I'm here to prove myself.
Congratulations on the win, Steve. You certainly bring pain to your opponents, and you take home a victory.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Lubbock, Fort Worth, Texas. I thank you so much for coming out and supporting me and supporting Orthrus here in this event.
Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, for Steve Garcia Jr., victorious here tonight as he remains undefeated at 3-0.